Hey guys, it's Danny Francis, and today I want to talk about why I hate working in retail. Many of you are probably wondering, well, didn't you just take the bar? Well, yeah, I did, but unfortunately the results don't come out right away. So until then, I am working in retail to pay my bills. This week, I have encountered some of the most obnoxious human beings I've ever encountered in my life while they were shopping. I just realized that some people are just so very inconsiderate, and I cannot stand it. And so I decided to talk about it. Just a little piece of advice: when you go shopping, get off of your phone. That's one thing I cannot stand. If I'm checking you out and you're on your phone, it makes me not want to deal with you. I had this lady come up to me on her phone with her little kid beside her, and this kid was touching anything and everything, and his mom told him probably like 20,000 times to stop touching things, but he wasn't listening to her, and he just kept touching everything. I was trying to be as nice as I could because his mom was on the phone and she wasn't really doing anything about it. But if she was off her phone, I'm pretty sure she could have handled things. And not only did she not get off her phone to stop her kid, but she stayed on her phone while I was checking her out. So I'm having a conversation with nobody, and versus me communicating like, this is how much your purchase costs or whatever, she's on her phone talking to God knows who for how long about who knows what. But then she just, versus listening to what I have to say, she just hands me her card and just lets me take care of her transaction. And we have one of those machines that you can swipe your card and put in your PIN number and sign it, but she wouldn't know that because she was too busy being on her phone. So piece of advice: when you go shopping, get off your phone. If it's that important, don't go to the checkout line when your phone rings, or don't go into a store when you have an important call coming in. Just wait. Nothing in the store is that important to where you can't get off of your phone. Another reason why I hate working retail, I feel like a lot of people assume that when you see somebody that works at the store, that they're just going to drop everything they're doing to help you out. And in some cases, I don't mind dropping what I'm doing to help you if you need help. But remember that just because somebody works at the store doesn't mean that they're your personal shopper. I can't stand it when somebody comes in and they ask me for help, and I'll get them what they need, and then they just continue coming up to me and be like, can you give me this? Can you give me that? Can you give me this? Can you give me that? I didn't fill out my job application to be somebody's personal shopper, and it's not in my job description to be your personal shopper. I love helping people, and I love, finding the perfect fit for somebody, or finding something that somebody's happy with, so when they leave the store that they're completely happy with their purchase. But I don't want to be treated like I'm your personal servant. Like, have some respect to the fact that there's other people in the store that I need to help. So if you need something, ask me for help, but I'm not going to give you the world. Another thing I don't like is when customers try on clothes and they just leave the fitting room a mess. And I know that's another thing that comes with the job, and I understand that. And I don't mind working retail. It's just the people that make the experience bad sometimes. And what I mean is, when you go and try on clothes, be considerate enough that somebody has to come up behind you and clean it. So don't just leave the clothes inside out or dropped on the floor, the hangers on the floor, and take the tags off. Don't take the tags off. Or get makeup on it and just leave it balled up in the corner of the fitting room. I understand that some stores, when they put their clothes out for display, they organize them in a certain way, and not a lot of people know how that's folded or how things are hung up. I understand that. I don't mind that at all. What I mind is you going in there and you just being a complete butt about it and just leaving a complete mess for somebody to clean up. And I've heard this a lot of times, and nothing pisses me off more than somebody saying it's their job to clean up after me. No, it's not. It's not my job to come after you like I'm your mother and pick up after you. And I'm sure your own mother doesn't pick up after you like that. Most of the people that come in and try on clothes are adults. And adults are at the point of their lives where they know that nobody's going to come up and clean up after you. So when you try on clothes, if you don't know how it's folded or you don't know how it's hung up, bring it out and put it on the table or the rack that the store has, or give it to the associate working in the fitting room. I would rather you bring me and put it in my hands a bunch of balled up clothes than you leaving it on the floor or you leaving it strewn about in the fitting room. Nothing pisses me off more than that. we don't have to let customers try on clothes. I think it's a privilege that a company allows you to try on their clothes to see if it works for you, so you don't have to go home, try it on, it doesn't work, and then have the hassle of bringing it back. You know, so if you try on clothes, be considerate. Bring that stuff out back to the associate so they can put it back for somebody else to try on. Not thrown up on the floor so it gets messed up and nobody gets to have it. Just be considerate. And last but not least, if you go into a store and you don't get your way or something doesn't work out how you want it to work, please, please, don't be a baby and don't be rude about it. The other day I was at work and my store that I work for, which I'll remain nameless, we have a store credit card, and like most credit cards, there's rewards that we offer inside the store and outside the store. For certain purchases, you get cash back on your purchases. But we have a stipulation that if you use your rewards that you have earned, you have to use your rewards with the card. So if, say you have $10 in rewards, you have to use your card if you buy like $20 worth of stuff for that remaining balance. We had a customer come in and her reward expired that day and she had to use it. So she was shopping with her two little girls and she had like $100 worth of clothes for her girls, like shoes, accessories, and then she also bought like a little gift for a birthday party that her girls were going to. And she wanted to use her reward because it expired that day. And so I told her she had to buy more than what it was and then use your card to pay the remaining balance. And when she gave me her reward, I put a reward in the system, and then I saw her swipe a regular debit card, and I was like, okay, ma'am, in order for you to use your reward, you have to use your credit card. And she goes, I can't. And I just stood there and I was waiting for her to elaborate on why she couldn't use her card. And then she proceeds to tell me that she couldn't use it because it was maxed out. And I said, well, then you can't use reward. I was like, if, you don't have to put the remaining, like the full remaining balance on your card. You can even put a penny on your card and then use your debit card to finish the purchase out. She's like, I can't, I maxed it out. And also I canceled my card. And I was like, okay, well, ma'am, you can't use your reward without using your card. And she's like, well, is there anything that you could do about it? And normally I wouldn't have gone out of my way to help her, but I was sick that day and I did not feel like dealing with her nastiness that I felt was coming. So I called my manager, and my manager proceeds to tell her, you can't use your card because you can't use your reward because you're not using your store card. And she just proceeds to get ugly. And so finally she just pays for her stuff without her reward, using her reward. So she paid the full balance on her debit card and then left. It just made me think, like, this isn't your first rodeo. This isn't your first reward that you use with us. You have to by now know the policy of our rewards. You have to use your card with your rewards. So don't sit here and try to twist the system or get things to work out in your favor by being ugly. It doesn't work like that. They always, what is that saying, that you kill more bees with sugar? Or, I don't know. What the point of the story is, things would work better in your favor if you're nice about it. If you're going to go in and be rude, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to tell you about our promos. I'm not going to tell you about our deals. If you can't find something, I'm not going to want to help you. Just be nice. They always say that the customer is right. The customer is always right. No, the customer is not always right. And we don't live by that motto either. The customer usually will get their way and treat it as if they're right if they treat us with respect and kindness. It's not going to kill you to be nice to anybody. And if it is, then maybe you shouldn't be shopping. And another thing that got me about this transaction was, if your card is maxed out, maybe buying $100 worth of clothes isn't your top priority. And I'm not telling her how to spend her money. I don't know her situation, so I don't know what her money is like. But if your store credit card is maxed out, don't get mad at me because you can't use your reward from your maxed out credit card. Just think about that. Like, just don't be rude about it. And I think that's the biggest thing that got me, was that she was rude about it, but yet she knew the policy. So now I'm just venting, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. But I do want to leave you with this. I just noticed that there's a lot of inconsiderate people when they go shopping. So the next time you go shopping, just be considerate of these things that I've mentioned. Try not to be on your phone. Try not to be rude. Try not to leave a mess in the fitting room. I mean, I know nobody's perfect, but just try to be considerate of the fact that this is somebody's job that they have to do. It might not be the most pleasant job in the world, but it's a job, and this is the way that some of us make our money. A lot of college kids work where I work, so a lot of these kids are working to make money so they can live off throughout the semester. So just be considerate. Like, not everyone's shopping, just in general. When you're out in public and you're with other people, just be considerate of your actions and how they affect others. Comment if you've ever dealt with any of this, if you've ever worked retail, or if you've dealt with people in the public when you're shopping and you've seen this before. I'm not trying to make this a venting video, but this is just something that's been on my mind lately. It's just inconsiderate people. So let me know if you've ever had to deal with this. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye. So many of you that know me know that I hate wearing pants. Do you know what the plus side of recording is? I don't have to wear pants. So right now, this might look good, but I'm not wearing pants. I mean, I'm wearing shorts, but I'm not wearing pants. So plus side of recording, no pants.